of course, all kind of thoughts come. But then some thoughts are more prominent than others, with kind of, and how we think kind of builds or creates how we are. And from these thoughts, how our thoughts react, from there comes the emotions. If we think something is very bad, then we feel aversion to it, we feel fear to it, we feel unhappy about that. And something that we think is good, is nice, is positive, then we feel happy, we feel joyful. So therefore, our emotions are very much kind of built or arise from how we think. So therefore, if we have to deal with our emotions, we need to look at our thoughts, and we need to do something about how we think and how we see things. And there is one, actually, you must have heard about the book called Dhammapada. Dhammapada is regarded as kind of like the Bible of Buddhism, especially in the Pali tradition. And this is a collection of most important sayings of Buddha together in a short form, in the verses. And this collection was made by very great, arhats and enlightened masters. So first two verses of this Bible, of this Dhammapada, says that, I cannot quote it in English completely, word by word. Of course, there are so many translations, also different translations. But what it says is that, the forerunner of everything is your thoughts. How you think, if you think in a good way, positive way, all actions will follow that, and all positive karma will also follow that. And if you think in a negative way, then or your actions will also follow that, and then your negative karma will also follow that. It is said that, like, if there is a horse drawing a cart, if the horse goes, then the cart will also follow. The wheels of the cart will follow because the horse is drawing it. So in the same way, if your thoughts are impure, if thoughts are negative, then certainly negative emotions will follow. And then certainly negative actions will follow. And then certainly it will cause problems for yourself and problems for others. So in the same way, if your thoughts are positive, then positive emotions will follow, then positive actions will follow, and then that will also bring very good and happy and positive results for your life, positive karma. So this is that's why the most important thing is to first watch and look at your thoughts, what kind of way you are thinking, how you are thinking, and examine that, and then try to train in that, how you think. That's why you have this very simple practice. I've told this kind of story many times. Maybe many of you already know this story. It's a very popular story. It's one of my favorite stories. I think you know this. In the Himalayas, high in the Himalayas, once there lived a very great meditator, great Lama, in a cave. He was very renowned master. So lots of people came from very far away places to receive teachings from him. And they came from far away places to this little cave he was, and then they left and another came. And he was well known. And then in that area, just around that cave, there was a small kind of a village, and there was a shepherd. This shepherd was looking after his sheep just around this area where this Lama lived. And this shepherd was thinking that, this Lama is so, so important, so learned, so highly realized, so great, that so many people from so far away places come and receive teachings from him. Maybe I should also try to receive some teachings from him. So one day he went into the cave and met the Lama. And he said, I am, you must have seen me. I am just a shepherd down there. And I want also to do some practice, some meditation, something. But I am totally ignorant. I am illiterate. I know nothing. I am totally, not well trained or anything like that. Can you give me some teachings? Can you give me some practice? The Lama said, okay, of course I can, and I will. But can you make 2 small bags? He says, that's no problem. I'll make 2 small bags. And then he made 2 small bags and came to the Lama. And then Lama said, okay, now in these bags you gather small pebbles, 2 different colors, maybe white and dark, 2 different, fill them. Okay, then he filled them with pebbles and brought. The Lama said, okay, now you go down and you sit where you used to sit, under that hanging rock. And then you just little bit look at your mind. What thoughts come up? If a good thought come up, like, something nice, something wanting to help, something, seeing something good about somebody, happy about something, something that is positive, something well-meaning, something beneficial. Then you put a white pebble and put it to your right. And if some bad thoughts comes up, that you want some bad thing for somebody, you wish something not so good, you have some kind of ill will or negative thoughts or kind of a feeling of something bad, then you take a dark pebble and put it into your left. You just do that. So this man went down and he sat down and looked what thoughts coming up. One bad thought, two bad thought, three bad thought, four bad thought, bad thought like this. Only 1, 2 good thoughts. So he went back to Lama and says, it's very bad. It's not working. The bad thoughts are like this and good thoughts just 1 or 2. Lama said, but doesn't worry, don't worry. Just, it's like a game. Just do it, just watch your mind and just, do that. So he was doing that again and again and again every day. It was like a ritual. It was like a game. He was alone anyway. The sheep were there, and then what could and that sheep I would like to kick you or something like that. Anyway, so slowly he said, this became kind of a little bit bigger, higher, more, and this slowly reduced and slowly this went up. And after many years, then that was all his practice. There was nothing else. All his practice was just that, to watch what's going on in my mind, what thoughts come. So then slowly, it changed, and the good thoughts become, and sometimes only 1 or 2 bad thoughts come. Now this is the important thing. First thing, actually, even to work on your emotions. First, we have to see. We have to work on our thoughts, and we have to see what thoughts are going on in my mind. Many times, most of the time, we don't know what thoughts going on in our mind. We are not aware. We don't look what thoughts going on in my mind. And the moment we become little aware that what thoughts going on in my mind, and if we know that this thought is a positive thought or a negative thought, and by our own wisdom we can say whether it's a positive thought or negative thought, because we know what we want. Like I want to be loved. I don't want to be hated. So if I have a loving thought, that's a positive thought. If I have a hateful thought, angry thought, that's a negative thought. And I want people to be kind to me, and I don't want people to be unkind to me. So if I have a kind thought, that's a positive thought. If I have an unkind thought, that's a negative thought. I want people to help me. I want to be helped. I don't want to be harmed. So if I have a thought that I want to help somebody, then it's a positive thought. If I have a thought that I want to harm somebody, that's a negative thought. So in this way, we all can understand what's a positive thought and what's a negative thought by our own experience. So therefore, we know. We don't have to ask a kind of a psychologist or a great master or some very learned person. We know because that's from our own experience. So therefore, when our thoughts are positive, more, of course, we are samsaric beings. It's not possible to be completely positive. It's not possible that we have only good things, good thoughts. But, we can see how. And so therefore, if we are a little bit aware how we are thinking, then, those thoughts are turning into emotions or creating the emotions. And therefore, naturally, we are actually working on our emotions. So, being a little bit aware of our thoughts is very, very, important.